Title, She Lost Interest. Here's why it's completely your fault. Bold principle, myth smashing hill. If there's one thing most men never want to admit, it's this. When a woman loses interest in you, it's not bad luck. It's not because she's just not ready. It's not because of her ex, her career, or her confusing emotions. It's because you changed, and not in a good way. You dropped the ball. You lost your center. You stopped being the man she was drawn to and started becoming the man who needed her to stay. And here's the cold, undeniable truth. It's completely your fault. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why she lost that fire and what it takes to become the kind of man women don't walk away from. It starts subtle. She used to text first, laugh a little harder, touch your arm when she talked. You felt it, that electric pull. She was into you. But somewhere along the line, the energy shifted. Her replies got shorter, her tone colder, her body language quieter. You felt her slipping through your fingers. And all you could think was, what did I do wrong? The answer? You started reacting to her affection instead of leading with your energy. You let her approval determine your behavior. You started reading into her texts, asking if everything was okay, trying to talk it out. You began tiptoeing around her moods, desperate to keep her comfortable. But in doing that, you killed the tension. You killed the polarity. Because the moment a woman senses that you need her feelings to feel okay, she doesn't feel safe anymore. Not emotionally, not sexually, not spiritually. She might not even be able to explain it, but the instinct kicks in. The same instinct that's been hardwired into her since birth. If he can't hold himself steady, how the hell is he going to hold me? You became a passenger in your own relationship. She started driving, and the more she led, the less she respected you. Not because she wanted control, but because she never wanted it in the first place. She didn't want to be in charge of the emotional temperature. She didn't want to be the one setting the tone. She didn't want to carry the weight of your insecurity while trying to explore her own feelings. But when you stopped holding frame, when you started adjusting your entire identity around her moods and needs, she didn't have a choice. And that's when the attraction dies. Not in an explosion, in a quiet, slow leak. One moment at a time. Every time you asked for reassurance instead of standing in certainty. Every time you mirrored her anxiety instead of calming it. Every time you over-explained yourself instead of owning your truth. You thought you were being emotionally available. She felt you were emotionally unstable. That's why she lost interest. Because the man she first met, he had direction. He had edge. He had a life that didn't orbit around her attention. And then, somewhere along the line, you made her your mission. You stopped chasing excellence and started chasing her. And let me make this clear. There is no faster way to make a woman run than to make her the center of your emotional world. Not because she's cruel, but because she knows she can't live there. She doesn't want to carry the pressure of being your purpose. She wants to be invited into a life that's already full, not handed the burden of making you feel like a man. So when she pulled back and you started spiraling, texting more, asking what's wrong, trying to prove your love, she didn't feel loved. She felt trapped, suffocated, responsible for your emotions. And that's not attraction, that's obligation. Now, here's where it gets brutal. She probably wanted it to work. She saw potential in you. She saw the version of you that existed before the collapse. The one who had fire in his chest, focus in his eyes, and wasn't afraid to walk away from anything that didn't align with his standards. But you gave that up. You handed her the crown and asked her to lead. You gave her emotional authority and begged her to validate your worth. You became the man who waits for her to decide if you're enough. And the moment she felt that, the attraction didn't just fade, it flipped, because desire doesn't grow in safety. It grows in polarity. And when a woman feels your neediness rise, her desire dies silently. She won't tell you outright. Most won't. She'll just start texting less. She'll need space. She'll say things like, I don't know what I want, when what she really means is, you're no longer the man I wanted. And you know what's crazy? You might have actually loved her, but you didn't love yourself enough to keep your edge, to hold your ground, to say, this is who I am, this is my path, I want you, but I don't need you. Instead, you gave her the power to validate or destroy your identity. That's why she walked away. Not because you weren't good enough, but because you stopped being you. You became a shadow of the man she first met. And no woman wants to chase a man who doesn't even recognize himself anymore. So yeah, she lost interest. But it's not a mystery. It's not bad timing. It's not a cruel twist of fate. It's your fault. And that's the good news. Because if it's your fault, you can fix it. Not by texting her, not by begging for a second chance, not by reinventing yourself to win her back, but by rebuilding the version of you that didn't flinch when life tested him. The version of you who didn't ask, "Do you still like me?" but who said, "This is where I'm going. Are you in or not?" You don't get her back by waiting. You get her back by never needing her again.